Today we're going to go through how to use our curriculum on Google Classroom. So to use all-in-one curriculum on Google Classroom, you would go to classroom.google.com. If you have a Google account, it should automatically have you logged in, and if you don't have a Google account, you can create one. Once you're in, you will click this plus sign and create a class. So let's say that we want to do financial literacy, which is a high school course that we offer. We're going to create. And then there's a stream. We're going to go to classwork and we're going to create an assignment. We're going to upload a file. And then we're going to assign that file. And that is just assigning it to all the students that are in the class. So it's already been uploaded. We are going to assign it. Then once you do that, you will go to people, you're the teacher, and then you'll go to students, click the plus sign, and then you'll type in your student's email address. Easy as that. Then you'll go, for example, we've already done 6th grade, so let's go in there for that. Your student would go in, let's say 6th grade language arts. Turned in, assigned, don't worry about that, we don't use that. You would go to the file, 6th grade language arts, and you would click open with. Now these are the connected apps. I've already downloaded and connected Annotate with Cami. If you don't see that, you would click on connect more apps, and then you would search for Annotate with Cami. There will be some pop-ups. It'll ask you if you approve of Cami having access to your Google Classroom, and you would say yes. You would allow it to do that so that it can save it automatically. And so we're going to open Annotate with Cami, and I'll show you how that works. So once it opens in Cami, you're still saving it in Google Classroom. So for example, and it'll sit, the really neat thing about this is it'll save where you last were. So for example, it opened to this page because this was the page I last was on before I started this video. So it's really nice. You don't have to bookmark anything. You don't have to scroll. As soon as you open it, it opens up to where you were last. So your student would start reading lesson 1 and then would click into this box and type their answer here. Now, if you look up here, it'll say saved, right? Saved on Cami and Google Drive. When you take your cursor out of this gray box, it says saving saved a few seconds ago. The reason this is so neat is that there's so many times during the day that students get distracted, they forget to save. This automatically saves everything for you and your students. So if you lose power, if you lose internet, it doesn't matter. Your student, as long as they have typed something and then removed their cursor from that box, it'll save it. If your cursor is still in here, let's say you're writing here, and then, you know, you're still, sorry, I'm just doing a bunch of letters. If you're doing all of this and then the power goes out or you lose internet and you don't click out of here, when you come back, all of this won't be there. So it's really important to make sure your student knows that they have to click out of the writing box in order for it to save. That's really the only thing the little asterisks that I will put next to all of this. There we go. And then you can also draw. So that's really a fun part of this Cami option. So drawing, for example, create a visual picture of your mind of the main idea. I don't know, I'm going to do a heart. It's a very terrible heart, but maybe that's a little bit better. There we go. So it's very easy for students to draw digitally, or they can draw in their writing notebook for language arts. And then you would go back to the select tool, summarize what you have read. Here is my summary. And then you can go back here, you can show it in Google Drive. You can just click completely out of this, or you can go to another, let's say 6th grade science, and you can switch. So it's a really easy way to work. And then you just, you know, jump out of here when you're done, you X out. And then as the parent, you can go in and grade that, which we will do in just a minute. So here we are in science. We haven't opened this before, so let's go in here. I'm going to scroll down. Same thing. So here is my name. Here is my answer. All saved. So now we're going to go through what it would be like to grade in Google Classroom. So you would go in and again open, annotate with Cami. So your student has already completed the work. Let's say it's a day or two later and you're going into grade. So you would go in. And this is where they typed their answer. So let's say the answer is correct. You would go in, let's say red. Great, they got the answer correct. Maybe they did not get the correct answer for that one. And they did for this one. And they did not for this one. So that's just the easiest way. And then you can also, you can also type in here, however you would like. Our answer was incorrect. The correct answer is whatever the correct answer is. So that's typically how I would do it. It's totally up to you on how you provide feedback to your student. I also write notes. We also have a grading template that you can use on our website. I print it out and I just say, okay, out of the 5 questions that they had, they got 1 wrong. So 80%. So it's a really easy way to keep track of your student work if you want to grade and keep track of their grades. Otherwise, it's just a really great way to know whether or not your student is getting things right or wrong. If you have any questions, we'd be happy to help. Just reach out to us anytime at info@allinonecurriculum.com. We also have other videos on how to use our curriculum with Google Drive and also with Lumen PDF. So look at our YouTube channel if you have questions about that, or just go to our website and view samples of our curriculum on each grade page. And again, if you have any specific questions, please reach out to our team. We are always happy to help. Thank you so much.